Hey guys, so if you're watching this as pre-recorded, there is a first part to this. So what happened we got cut off. Sometimes happens for no reason, internet issues usually, and so I've started it again. So there is a first section to this, and hopefully those of you that are filling into this live feed now, you can tell the others, come over. I'm here. I could not. Sometimes it allows me to start it again, but for whatever reason it didn't. But I'm seeing some names. Hi guys, hi. Oh, we're back. Wonderful. Oh gosh, sorry guys. It literally just cuts out. And I think it's maybe the internet just drops off or something, or maybe my phone just has a tizzy. I don't know. Anyway, we're here. We're here. I'm just pressing this, so I'm pressing it so that this is the facing's inside, sort of rolled over, and then I'm giving that a nice press. Okay, hopefully Rosie has found us back here as well. Drama in the thing. Too many people watching. Oh, it's very annoying. Rosie's there, great. Rosie will need to make sure it's super clear when this goes up on the pre-recorded for everybody, because I didn't get a chance to put in all the usual blurb that I do inside each video. Right, okay. Oh, there's me. For some reason I can't seem to see the notches in there, so I might have to do that. Right, we've done the pocket facing, guys. So now we're gonna do the pleats. But I think I haven't got any notches in these pleats, so I'm just going to have to pop those in. So I'm just laying my pattern piece back over and let's cut these in here. Okay. Oh. All right, you missed the info. Yes, no, I think everyone did. I just stopped, didn't I? Let me say that again. So what we're thinking of doing for next year, and we'll tell you guys about that more clearly, but we are going to be carrying on doing one sew along a week over here on YouTube, but then we will be doing some of the sew alongs on Stitch School. So if you're a member of Stitch School and you just need to have the standard membership of it, you'll be able to watch them there. The reason why, obviously, like what I was saying, is that there's a lot of work that goes into these, and we kind of need to find a way so that we can make it commercially viable, so that we can keep doing them, because we know we tried not doing them for as many times as we had one a month, and it just felt like it was not. We've found a way of getting them into our wonderful Sew Over It, all the stuff that we're doing, and we want to keep going with that. But yeah, so what we're thinking of doing is having sew-alongs. Some sew-alongs will be part of Stitch School, but also not just sew-alongs as live events. We're also looking at doing Q&As, and Q&As with myself, Q&As with other members of the Sew Over It team, and also maybe some live fitting things as well with Julie or one of our other tutors. So we're really planning a whole wealth of things for Stitch School for the new year, but live events as well. And we'll see how the old big Christmas sew goes, but if that goes well, we'd love to do one of those once a month, or one every other month, I don't know, just so it's like a nice big fun event, so that we can all get together and see each other once a month. So yeah, watch this space. I'll be telling you all about it. Right, so that one's done. I've put those notches in. I'm going to put the other one in. It's all about, at the moment, small businesses, I do feel like all of it at the moment, what's happening with businesses at the moment is you just have to keep pivoting. A big part of what we used to do was running physical classes. And we had to make the very difficult decision to stop doing those permanently, because we just could foresee that the situation with COVID was going on, and the space, we needed to do something with it because we weren't using it. And we've now turned the shop into the Lisa Comfort Home shop. So, but it means that we have to change what we're offering for you guys as well, because it means that we've lost this wonderful teaching element to our business, and we want to keep that. You know, that is the core of Sew Over It. You know, that's where we all came. It came from. It came from me being determined to teach more people to sew, and you know, in our patterns and in everything that we do, we're all about trying to bring up your level and teach you how to do things. It's not just about, you know, having nice clothes or having, you know, all about the fabric or whatever. It's about increasing your skills and passing on our knowledge to you. And so Stitch School, thank goodness we had done that, because we're very fortunate, and other businesses in our industry haven't got that ability just to go straight on and carrying on doing lots of things. So we want to make sure that we really do optimize it and give you guys more and more and more. It's just, obviously we're a small business and we've only got a certain amount of time every week, but we're trying our best to focus on that more so that we can bring you guys more things like this. Not just these, I promise you these will still carry on, but also even more things that you would love as well. Right, so I just cut those. What is going on here? Literally, you just saw me cut them. Oh, for lordy sakes. Literally, what was I doing? Right, I'm not talking, guys. Not talk amongst yourselves. I'm not talking until I can actually see that I've cut these. I'm blaming the scissors. The scissors were blunt. They didn't cut into the fabric. Hey. I've got notches now, guys. I've gotten over my notch tizzy. Right, so now what we're doing, we've got 2 pleats that are going either side of the centre front seam in the middle of the trousers. So there's 4 notches, and the idea is that one notch goes to the next notch and then the other notch goes to the next notch. So they're in little pairs. So if we pull out the pocket facing like that, and then we're going to take this notch, so the first notch from the centre front to the first notch, second notch, sorry. If we call them notches 1, 2, 3 and 4, notch 1 is going to notch 2, that is his buddy, and notch 3 is going to notch 4. There we go, like that. Okay, so let's do this one in here. Fortunately, these have actually cut in. I don't need to have a tantrum about that. So notch 1 is going to notch 2, and notch 3 is going to notch 4. Now, the direction that pleats are folded into is very important based on how they will look from the front and how things look in terms of flattering. Now, when you generally put pleats in something, if you put pleats in something along the waist, they fold out towards. So the direction is like that. That is the most flattering way of doing a pleat. If you're doing it from kind of in a top and they're kind of horizontal, then they generally pleat. So again, the fold kind of goes down as well. So again, that's more flattering, because otherwise things are gaping upwards and you've got little pockets kind of forming, and that can look odd. So it's not always the case, and there's often design reasons why they aren't like that, but on the whole, that's generally how pleats are. So we're now going to machine tack these in place, or machine based. It's the same thing, if anyone was ever wondering if there are 2 different things. It's just the American way of saying it and the British way of saying it. So we're going to put it on a really long stitch length, and then we're just going to stitch within the seam allowance of 1.5 centimetres. We're going to stitch across the pleats just to anchor them in place. Just be careful that you don't accidentally push the pleat out, especially when you're coming up towards it. Okay, so it looks like that. I think we are going to need to give that a nice little press just to hold it in, but I probably wouldn't do that, guys, until I'm putting the waistband on. So let's do the same on this side. I judge it at that point, which we're not going to be doing together, but So now what we're going to do is we are going to put the rest of the pocket piece on. So I'm going to leave that like that. I know it's not quite right, but it will, I think it will need a bit of a press. Talking too quickly. When I go to press it, what I will do is I will take a damp tea towel, pressing cloth, which is essentially a piece of cotton that's damp, and I will press them from the top, but I'll use the damp tea towel so that I don't accidentally press in any shiny hard edges, which you can end up doing sometimes. Right. I'm now going to take my pocket bag and I'm going to place that right sides together with my pocket facing. And what we're doing is we're going around here. So we're going around this edge here. That's what we're going to be pinning. So we're going to stitch that around there. I do want to check. I have to check that the seam allowance is 1.5 around the pocket bag. Rosie, whilst I'm pinning this, can you just check that the seam allowance is 1.5? We've got a notch there. Just make sure you use that to help you line up the long straight edge of the pocket bag. It's often easy to do it around the curved edges because you've got the curved lines to line up with each other. Okay, so that's pinned like that. Okay, then do the other side. We'll just start sewing until Rosie's confirmed the seam allowance. Pull that out, right sides together. And lining that up. Wonderful. Pocket bag seam allowance 1.5 as well. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone who's joined this, there is another section to it. If you're watching it back afterwards, we got cut off midway. So there will now be a part 1 and part 2 to the Carrie Trousers. Of course, I've now lost my concept of time. There's another notch there, guys, I should say. What time is it, Rosie? What time is it, Mr. Wolf? What time is it? Anybody in the UK, please let me know. It's 1:37, very precise. Thank you. Right, we're still doing well then for time, guys. So now what we're going to do is where we've pinned, we're going to stitch down there, round and finish at the end there. Seam allowance 1.5 centimetres or 5/8 of the inch, 5/8 of an inch. Oh, I need to put it back onto my ziggy zag. Just 1 second, there we go. What I love about this machine is it remembers, oh, it's 12:37 there, Sal. Gosh, that's late. I'd be tucked up in bed by then. I literally cannot seem to last beyond 10 o'clock at the moment. I think like when you're out doing sociable things, you obviously can stay up later if I'm a morning person, not a night owl. But if you're at home, I just like literally from about 9:30, I'm like falling asleep. So occasionally at the weekend I push on through to 11, but yeah, not always. So yes, on my machine, it remembers the settings in between. So if you go back between 1 or 2, straight stitch or zigzag, it remembers the last settings you're on, which is great. It's good old Benina. The Activa 140 is what I'm sewing with today. I feel like we've got all the extreme. We've got the morning people over on the west coast of the US. We've got the night owls in Australia. Ooh, and all the people in between. I'm doing another 6 o'clocker this week. My headscarf will be 6 o'clock. We're just trying out a different time, seeing if it's better for people. But I think the one that I did last week, it didn't actually, maybe because it was at dinner time, but it wasn't as popular as this time, lunchtime. So we'll see. We want to give a few options and see what people seem to be able to tune in for. I think a lot of people do watch them though afterwards. Okay, that's that. And now we're doing the other side. Now, one thing I'm not having to worry about here is doing any overlocking. I don't need to worry about finishing the seams. They're absolutely fine because it's a knitted fabric, so it won't fray, which is wonderful. So don't need to worry about that. Gosh, I'm looking at my nails, and you know I hate not having nail varnish on. I'm doing my own nails at the moment. I've got my own shellac kit, which I've had for a while. I think I got it when I was pregnant. Can't remember. Anyway, had it for a while, but I can't do it the way that they do it in the nail shops. And so it lasts about 5 days. Still, it's better than normal nail varnish, which will chip within a day on me. So I'm going to see if I get a chance tonight to have a go. Have a go at the polish. At the moment I'm spending a lot of my Monday and Tuesday evenings, which is when I've got Jazzy in the week, working. But I'm getting to a point now, because I'm working on my course that I'm doing, and I'm getting to a point now where I'm really had enough of working this hard. And so I've got 2 weeks before I have to present and do all of it, and yeah, I'm just concerned that I might burn out. So tonight I'm not going to work. I'm going to watch The Crown. You enjoying it, guys? And I'm going to paint my nails. Bit of self-care. Right. I'm going to trim these seam allowances down, guys, because we don't need to have them quite so long. Not long. Sorry, I saw a comment there. I'm missing loads of comments today, so let me see if I can see. Oh, that's lovely, Julie. Thank you very much for saying that. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad that I tried to see what that comment was. So yeah, I'm cutting this down. If you had a fabric that you know, I guess you could cut this down and then you would overlock it, or trim it down on the overlocker, or you could cut it down and then you could zigzag stitch it. But there's no need to have quite as much as this seam allowance, so it's just going to be added bulk in there. So I'm just cutting it down to about half its width. Okay, and the seam here. Okay, right, they're trimmed down. So now what we need to do, guys, is we need to anchor it, because when it comes to putting this together with the other leg and putting the waistband on, we don't want all these bits flapping around. So we're going to do some machine tacking. So we need to machine tack the bottom of the pocketing along here. So let's see, so you can kind of see where I am. So this is the pocket down there that we've stitched that edge and understitched it, and then we've got all these 3 layers here, so the pocket bag, the pocket facing, and also the edge of the front trouser. So we need to just do a little machine tack that will keep that in place, so that when we come to do our outside leg seam with the back of the trousers, that's not going to budge. Okay, so just down here. So let's do that. So So long stitch, seam allowance is 1.5 centimetres, so you just need to make sure your machine tack is sitting within that. Okay. And then what we've done there, let me show you. That's where we've done it. So we also need to do it at the top, because the same will happen at the top. Flip that inside. Oops. Keep that out so you can see now the shape, that how they're looking like the finished trousers. There's your pocket edge. To make sure that this is all sitting along the waist edge. Okay, so we're going to go over where we've machine tacked these pleats in already. There we go. Okay. And just keeping it then within the seam allowance. I'm just starting at the edge of the pocket and then continuing onto the pleats. Okay, like that. Can you see them taking shape now, guys, as a trouser leg? That is where I was hoping we'd get to. I've got a little bit of time. I'm just going to stitch the other one with you, waffle whilst I do it. But that's where we'll probably get to today. I don't think we're going to get any. There's no point in me starting another section. There's not enough time. But let's finish this bit and chat together whilst we're doing it. So tomorrow, dandelion dungarees, and then the headscarf on Wednesday, which will be at 6 o'clock. And then on and then next week, on Wednesday and Thursday, it is our newest, on Wednesday, it's our new poppy and jazz pattern. Those of you that know about our poppy and jazz patterns, they're our children's wear patterns, named after my dog Poppy and my daughter Jasmine. They generally range from baby through to 6 years of age. And we've got two, oh no, my hand is under there, I don't know why, 2 new patterns that are coming out this weekend, which is very exciting. The team have been working very hard at getting them ready. We were lucky enough to get a shoot in before lockdown, so we've got some very cute photos of Jasmine and Ezra in the new patterns. So one of those patterns will be the Sewalong next week on Wednesday, and it will be done by the wonderful Becca. Those of you that are on Stitch School will know Becca. She's one of our online tutors, and she's going to be doing the Sewalong that day. That day I have a practice day with my kind of mentor and growth group on my course to practice my presentation. So I'm going to be doing that all of Wednesday. So I won't be here on that day. But then I'll be back on Thursday and Friday next week to be making the newest PDF pattern. So there's a lot of surprises next week, which is out. Well, those of you in the PDF club will find about it this week on Wednesday. And those of you who aren't in it will know about it the week after. But that pattern is what we're going to be doing on Thursday and Friday together, guys. And I think for this time of year, it's a really good pattern. I absolutely love it. I've held back doing a pattern like this for a while because I felt like I didn't have an idea that particularly stood us out, that was different. And now I did get that idea. We designed this pattern with Julie, our wonderful pattern cutter, and I'm very excited about it. So tune in for surprise and surprise next week. Okay, right guys, I've done all my machine tacking. I've done 2 legs. I think we've done not bad at all. I'm so sorry that we cut off in the middle there. I don't know why it did that. Very strange. What time will these the Sewalongs next week, I believe, are all at 1 o'clock. So Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Different from, the reason why we're doing them on those days, guys, is because of the releases. Oh! Poppy! Someone's just posted something through the door. Sorry, guys. Right, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Dandelion Dungarinus. Very exciting little cuteness. And I will be back then again on Wednesday evening doing this. Right, guys. Have lovely rest of your days. Thanks for joining. Thanks to Rosie for being online and answering all your questions. And I will enjoy the crown. Thank you, Deirdre. Bye.